Thank you very much for joining in today. This is Peter. Today, I want to encourage you on the fact that you've gone too far to quit. You may feel like things have come to a standstill. Life has come to a standstill. You may feel like you're fighting against a hard wall, like you're finding yourself between a rock and a hard place, and you are finding it absolutely difficult. And maybe in your own mind and in your own thinking, the only thing you need to do is to quit. I'm coming today to encourage you that you've covered so much ground to quit. You've done so much, you've labored so hard so far, and there is no point quitting right now. The only way to go is to continue to press on. Like the Apostle Paul says, he says, keep pressing on to the higher goal. Keep pressing on to what lies ahead. Keep pressing on to the objective, to the achievement or the attainment of the goal. So you feel you might want to quit right now, but there are a few things that you should do that might help you to come up from this situation, to be able to overcome this place where you find yourself right now. The place I described, like, being between the rock and a hard place. It's a place where you don't know what to do next. It's a place where you feel like everything is not working and you feel like, you failed so miserably. I have an encouragement for you and I have a word for you today. And I want you to listen very keenly. So there are at least a few reasons why we feel this way. And one of the things is that we set so, high expectations for ourselves and we're working too hard and we're getting up every morning and we're hoping that things are going to work out well and we're hoping that we're going to succeed. And then at the end of the day, we find ourselves not making it. And so we feel discouraged, we feel downcast because we're working so hard and there's not enough progress that we're seeing on the ground. And this is one of the reasons. Another reason is when we look around and we see our friends making it and yet we're not making it. So when we begin to compare ourselves with others, we might feel like there is no point continuing to strive when we're not making so much progress compared to our companion, to our contemporaries or to our peers. So these are some of the reasons. And I want to let you know that nothing has meaning. You give meaning to your life. You give meaning to your job. You give meaning to the people around you. And so there is nothing that has meaning until man gives meaning to it. And with the wisdom that God has given, the wisdom that God has entrusted unto us. And so you have to realize that you are the one to make that situation work. You are the one to break through. You are the one to persist. You are the one to press on and to overcome that place of being between the rock and the hard place. And there are at least a few reasons why you may feel like you want to quit. And I want to show you how you can come out from that place, from that place of wanting to give up, from that place of wanting to just not continue to work towards your goal. One of the things is that when you stop practicing looking at things from a different perspective, you're going to feel like you should quit. So I come across people where, they have just one way of seeing things. They see things from a particular perspective. If you're accusing other people of holding you back or making things difficult for you, then I want to suggest that you need to flip the script. If you keep looking at the challenges around you, and you sometimes you come to a point where you're magnifying the challenges, and in your, at least in your own perspective, in your own viewpoint, you magnify these challenges and they look so big in your own eyes to the point where your dream or your hard work is being swallowed up by these challenges in your eyes. Then you need to flip the script. If you've come to that point, there is a need for you to flip the script. You need to look at things from a different perspective. Think about the other options that might be available to you. If you are used to just, knowing that at the end of the month, you're going to be able to have this profit and you're going to settle your bills and you're going to do this and do that. It's time for you to step back a little bit because if you don't step back, you may not realize that for so long you've been living hand to mouth. And the reason why you're considering quitting right now is because you're not seeing any results, you're not seeing any profit. And the reason you're not seeing any profit is because you've not looked at things from a different perspective. So I want to encourage you to step back a little bit and begin to practice to see things from a different perspective. Begin to practice to see things, look at things from the other side. What if you could do things differently? What if you could maybe change your investment strategies if you are an entrepreneur? What if you can change certain things about the way you're conducting business right now? So if you're at the point of giving up, if you're at the point of quitting, I want you to consider looking at things from a different perspective, looking at things from a different angle, and you might find a solution to hang on. You might find just a reason to stay on and not quit. And the second thing I want to show you here is the reason you are about quitting right now is it could be also because of the intention. You haven't had time again to revisit the intentions you have for that particular project, for that particular business. You definitely had something in mind when you set out to start that business. You had something in mind when you set out to begin that project. And so it is time for you to revisit the intention. You need to re-identify the intention, put a finger on that thing that prompted you in the first place to start out. The reason why you may be getting tired and you're feeling bored right now and you're feeling like you need to give up is because you haven't had time to go back and revisit the intention, to revisit the reason why you started out in the first place. And so you're losing your focus because you are losing point, or you're losing sight of the intention. You need to keep your eyes on the intention. You need to keep your mind on what made you to begin in the first place, so you can have the energy to keep going, the motivation. Your motivation should be the impact you want to create. Your motivation should be the end result. It shouldn't be you shouldn't focus so much on the process, because if you focus on the process, you're going to give up. I always like to use this example. When you think about how gold is refined, that it goes through so much intense heat in order for it to be refined and become valuable. It's exactly what you're going through right now in your life, in your career, in your business. You're going through a process, and it can be very painful most of the time. But what I want you to know and what I want you to do is not focus on the process, which is painful, but look at the end result. Look at what is going to become of you, of your goal, what you're going to achieve when all of this has been said and done, when you've gone through the difficulty, when you've endured, and when you've survived, when you've pressed on and you've arrived the destiny or the destination. Think about the good things that will be there, the glorious things. Okay. And the next thing why you might be feeling like giving up is maybe you're holding on to your ego. The reason why many people are trying to give up or wanting to give up right now, or to quit doing what they're doing, which is the right thing, is because of ego. We think sometimes that we're failing, and so people will laugh at us. So we think it's not working, and so there's no point continuing to do something which is not working, which is not yielding results. We've raised the expectations so high, and we think that people are looking at us, and we think so much about what people may think or what people would say as to the fact that we're not succeeding. And that isn't the point at all. You need to focus on what it is that will bring fulfillment to you and satisfaction. And it is pursuing the success of your goal, of your dream, of your business, whatever it is, your career. So if you're feeling like quitting right now, I want to encourage you to let go of your ego. Let go of your pride, at least for once, and keep working and keep getting up every morning with a purpose and keep working towards your goal. And you will realize that you will keep pressing on and you keep holding on to that which God has entrusted into your hands. The last thing is that you need to realize that nothing is perfect. Not even you. You aren't perfect. We're not perfect beings. We're imperfect beings in an imperfect world. And so we need to have this realization. And again, having this realization that you're not perfect and nothing is perfect would help you to stay on, would help you to keep pressing on and keep working on yourself, because you're going to come to a point where you would realize that you have your limitations and you need to work on those shortcomings. You have your pitfalls and you need to find ways to navigate through those. And it is better to start to do something and fail than to do nothing and wait for the correct path of action to appear. You might be waiting forever and no perfect path of action would appear. So it is better to start working right now. It is better to go out there and be about what it is you are placed on earth here to achieve. So don't quit, don't give up, let go of your ego, try a different method, try different possibilities. Insanity is doing things the same way and expecting a different results. So you need to come to a point where you can find ways to do things differently, and that would bring about innovation. And innovation sometimes can help you not to quit when you find ways to do things differently, when you find ways to do things that would increase output, that would increase your performance, that will increase your result, that will boost the result you get. That is going to keep you going, and that is going to be some major motivation. So I want to end by saying that you have gone too far, very too far to quit. You don't have to give up right now. You can just reconsider the path that you've been on, and you can look around and let go of your ego and remember that no human endeavor is perfect. And even when you have succeeded, you will still find ways to improve. You will still find that there is no perfection at the end of it all. So thank you very much for watching today. And if you found encouragement in this video today, I want you to share, and I want you to let the next person watch this and be encouraged by this as well. And be blessed today.